We are live.
We're live. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Can everybody hear us?
We're awfully bright looking.
We are bright looking. It's not a bright, sunshiny day.
It is not.
No, not at all. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. Can anybody hear us? Just need a little confirmation, just to make sure everything's working. But I don't see anything yet. So we can just kind of...
We'll just chill.
We'll just talk to ourselves. We're live for, it says 4 seconds. Maybe we weren't live that whole time.
Okay.
Maybe we're live now.
We're going to go live now.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome to Needles at the Ready. I am Kevin.
I'm Ray.
Today is Sunday, August 18th, 2024. It is 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And
you seem a little rusty. Are you tired? Did something happen that you might be recovering from?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are here today. We're going to talk a bit about our time in the Pacific Northwest.
Woo.
We went to Flock Fiber Festival last weekend. And so we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into some FOs and some whips that we've been working on over the past 2 weeks. And we thought it would just be easier to do a live because we're a little like still adjusting to the times. Yeah. So,
and plus we love interacting with you all, and always like coming off an event is very inspiring to us. We get a chance to like say hi and meet so many people that it's almost like a continuation of that. And seeing all of your wonderful comments already, saying hello from Australia. My goodness.
Yes.
Welcome. It's just wonderful for us to be able to sit down and do a live with you. We have 2 moderators you might notice in the chat. We've got Fiber Hustle. Woot, woot. Wait, hold on. Fiber Hustle. We have Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting. So say hello to the fellas. And thank you guys for moderating. We appreciate you very, very much.
And I was just going to say, if you see me, either one of us looking off, we do have the chat up here so that we can read it. We will try to read back if we're replying to anything directly. We will try to remember to read the comment. If you go back to watch this at a later date, you do have the option of viewing it with comments, so you can kind of see along. And we'll just say hello to some people that I saw, to our friend Carrie from the Creative Obsession, obviously Chip and Aaron. And then I saw Kelly. And
we saw Zach Stout popped in. I saw his name.
So hello, everybody. One
other little disclaimer / info thing is that all of the show notes, what we're going to be talking about today, is already linked down or listed down below the video. If you have any questions, pop it in the chat or shoot us a message afterwards. We'll try to get to them. If we miss something, which is inevitable that we will.
Of course.
But there you have it.
So we'll just do quick admin-y stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what they were. Oh, we have a knit along going on. What's the knit along?
Let's hear it for the boys.
So we have
our biggest knit along.
We have the let's hear it for the boys knit along going on. All the details are in the Ravelry group, where we have a chatter thread and an FO thread, and it's just to kind of promote knitting for the men in your life,
the gents. Yeah, for sure. Or yourself if you're a gent.
Of course,
for yourself. And then I think that's really it for administration.
Nope. No. And then just a reminder, we have a trunk show coming up at Skein Yarn Shop in Rhode Island, and that is September 14th and 15th.
Yes.
Correct? That's a Saturday, Sunday?
Saturday,
Sunday. So we will be there and look forward to seeing anybody who will be joining us. And then the last thing is, while we were gone, we did shut off the website. That will be up and active again tomorrow. So if you've been looking, I know, back to work tomorrow. So if you've been looking for any yarn, the website will be up and running again tomorrow.
Yes. And then 2 things while you're, so you are in the know, fresh. Fresh? I don't know. I'm fresh. I showered. It's nice. There are 2 things that you might hear us mention, and you can get in on it nice and early. Fiber Hustle is having a Flock FOMO event, which they just posted up on Instagram. I just shared it in our stories as well. They're offering free domestic shipping on any purchase over $100, which is so fabulous. Their booth was amazing, and we'll talk more about that stuff. But they do have some chip baskets in there, as well as Aaron's beautiful yarn, which we'll show in a little while as well. So get in on that. You can step away from the video. You won't really miss much. We're only live. And then the second thing is we have a special coupon code, which is linked down below. Check out our coupon codes there. If you want to start going shopping while you're watching us.
Okay.
Okay. And
So,
I think that's it.
all right. So we will get right into it. We're going to talk about FOs. Mine, you may have seen already. This is my finished Jethro.
Yay.
It is a pattern by Tanis Lavely. And I finished this and finished weaving in the ends the Wednesday before our flight.
Yeah. You hunkered down.
I did. So if you guys watched the previous episode, my Jethro with the 4 squares initially came to here. And I had to take it out and I added an extra round around each of the squares. So mine are 6 rounds instead of the 5, and decided to go with a short sleeve. So here, let's move the chair.
It hits you really well.
I
Yeah.
am so pleased with how this turned out.
Me too. It looks great.
I love that it is short sleeve. I like that I don't have any buttons in it. It's just a nice little top to throw on over a shirt. We wore these both. Oh, actually, before I go on, this is knit on the recommended hook size and the needle size from the pattern. And I used yarn from Knit Picks. This is their Kotlin DK version. I don't know if they have another weight, but it's the DK version.
Buttons isn't buttons.
And I used a total of, I believe, 6 colors in mine, if not 7.
Yeah.
So, and to add some additional length, Ray and I both added 5 stripes here of just granny stripes of the colors. These were my 5 original colors. So just added those to give a little bit of extra length instead of having to do a full square. And we wore these on Saturday at Flock, and there were so many.
Oh my gosh.
So many Jethros. We were at Chip and Aaron's booth, and we ran into, I believe it was 3 or 4 women who were wearing them.
Yeah.
And we got a really great picture of us.
Speaking of pictures, we put out the call that we are really terrible at taking pictures, and we depend solely on all of you wonderful people who post those pictures on like Instagram and stuff. So what we ended up doing was if anybody posted a picture that they took with us or of the event in their stories, we put it in our stories, and then we created a highlight reel, which means that you can go back on our Instagram and look at our, if you click into like our profile, you'll see highlights down there somewhere. And if you click on that, it's all of the pictures that were shared.
I'll do it over my face.
It's okay. It's all of the pictures that were shared throughout the event. So you can go back and take a look at them. There were so many, but look how beautiful. I love the different colors. They were so lovely.
Yes.
And we ran into them the next day too. And they were all wearing something different, which was really cute. I loved seeing people wearing like more summer appropriate knits, because you always think like, oh, knitting, sweaters and all of that. And sometimes it could be hard to find some inspiration, but to see everybody wearing like t-shirts and tanks. I know that there was a knit along. I think that Flock did.
I believe so.
But it was cool to see people still wearing their knits in August. Oh, wow.
Good job, Ray.
Was that me?
Yes.
Happen again?
So somebody said maybe use a hashtag. I took a photo because Kevin and Ray didn't. That's brilliant.
Right. Sure.
What else to say about this? What was really cool too is that Saturday we stepped outside a couple of times, and on 2 different occasions we got stopped by like random guys on the street who really, really loved
crochet is back, y'all.
So that was really fun. Like non-knitters, nobody at the event, just some random guys on the street. So it was a really cool time. I highly recommend this pattern if you are a crocheter or if you want to learn to crochet. It's a great way to learn the granny square.
Yeah.
I thought.
Oh, for sure.
I do think that the cot linen is a little bit heavy, but it's not too heavy.
No, it's not working for me. Sorry.
So that, I believe, is the only FO for the episode.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. We were a little distracted this past week. We did make some progress on some things, which is great. So we can certainly talk about those. Or
no, we'll leave that. I was going to say, or no, this.
Yeah, we can talk about those. Why
Alright.
not? It's our show. Do
All
what
right.
we want.
So we're going to include this in FOs. This was a very fun, like, guys, a new hobby has been unlocked. Our friend Carrie,
Is she really a friend?
she is. She's an enabler.
Yeah, she
But
is.
she came up with this great idea for our time in Seattle. She actually wanted to make everybody something, but then she thought, oh, it'd be really fun if they could do this themselves. So she just gave us a little hint that we were going to be making something with a toaster. And that's all we knew.
I was wondering why she kept grabbing that toaster.
And
she was
then-
adamant about bringing it.
And then just one of the days that we were hanging out, she pulled out the toaster and she pulled out some polymer clay and all the stuff that goes along with this. And we spent a bunch of time making things with polymer clay.
We did. We got a little touch of Carrie's creative obsession.
And I will also say that a shipment arrived from Amazon yesterday.
Let's show a picture.
With all of the stuff for me to continue my journey in making polymer clay items.
We were enabled not only by polymer clay, but by a lot of things. So this video brought to you by foot massages and melatonin, as well as polymer clay. So this was our delivery yesterday from Amazon. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry, but those are all the things. Kevin is very, very happy.
Very, very happy. I got a beautiful delivery. So we spent a lot of time making stitch markers and progress keepers and some personal latch hooks. So first I made this latch hook, and this is great for our sock machine as well as picking up dropped stitches.
Yep. Instead of using a crochet hook, it makes it really, really easy to pick up drop stitches.
So this has a very wood looking feel, which I love. It's actually got some sparkle that you probably can't see. And then
I also made one too. You'll notice that my colors are slightly different than Kevin's because I'm color disabled a little bit. So
that's a good description.
Yeah, so I struggle a little bit, but I had a vision and it came true. Here's my latch hook.
Yours is fun.
It's fun.
It's
It's whimsical.
You got creative with that.
I did. So I'm really happy with this. So this is my latch hook. We actually used it. Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting was able to help me. I really screwed up some brioche a couple of times. So Michael was able to use this and fix the project, though you won't see the project because I ripped it all out. I had
be making rugs next.
Yeah. Oh, who said that?
We could make latch hook rugs.
No, let's not do that.
No.
So this is mine. Isn't he cute?
Very cute. All right.
Yeah,
and I'm just going to kind of go through a bunch of the other ones. I made some leaf.
Those are my favorites.
Stitch markers.
See the colors. You did a really good job.
These are, so here's another one that's a progress keeper. Oops. Stitch marker. Another progress
keeper. You made a lot.
Oops, I did that one fell. And then these are all the same colors. And I made like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They're fun.
Stitch markers from here. So I have 5 of these guys.
They're cute. They do look like candy.
Then I just made some random, like using leftovers, some random little circular
It looks like a
ones.
planet.
Made some like...
Right? Doesn't this look like a little earthly type of planet?
Yeah, I made some like little star shapes, and I don't know what this one is. And these are my favorites.
Yeah, those are very cute.
I made some pumpkins.
So good. You guys really got so creative.
They're so cute. So yeah, I made
a ton.
Here goes some more. And then I took this one from Michael. We did a swap.
That's gorgeous.
This is great. And I don't know if this is the same one, but I think these are exactly, I don't know if it's this
2
one.
inches.
He made some that were like 2 inches. So it was great to have on your socks or your sweater, and then you could just measure your ribbing.
Yeah.
So needless to say, we'll be seeing more of those in the future because there's a lot.
Yes. So
you have more too.
I made some too. I made these. So Carrie had a little mat that had some like knit stitches and then some like cabled stitches that you push the clay into it, it would it would leave the little like indentation. So I was just playing around. So here's mine.
It's cute.
You can see like it's got the little knit stitches. I think it's cute. They're like little medallions. This is the other one. Just playing. And then this one, you know how when sometimes you just can go too far? Like you should have just left it alone.
Yes.
So that's what happened with this one. I should have just left it alone because I really liked where my thought process was going with this one. He's still kind of cool. This is just like a color within a color. But then I decided to like put some indentations all around it. And there is some texture there as well. I stuck with the blue and the white. I liked this plain, just with the cutout.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have just left it. Oh. So lesson to myself. And then my piece de resistance. This is a custom color. You won't find this anywhere else. I blended some things together and I kind of made a really happy cactus. He's really dark. Who said
it was a pitchfork or a trident?
It could be a trident. A really happy trident. Just because. Who else? Who
Prickle Pants?
Prickle Pants.
Yeah, from your Bloody Knitting
That's why I wanted to do a cactus, but it didn't turn out so well.
You could do it.
I will be working on creating some cacti for the shop.
There will be plenty of stitch markers shown in
our future. Whether or not we give them away when we meet people, or maybe, or if we start putting them up in our shop or whatever. But it's so much fun, and we definitely have a ton of supplies now.
We do. We'll have more tomorrow.
Thanks, Carrie. Mean it.
We may get a pasta machine. Maybe.
To flatten it all out.
Maybe.
So those were all of our FOs.
So let's move on to whips. I have 2.
I have
You have 3?
I left the third one downstairs. Yes, I have 3.
Okay,
I can go first.
Sure, go ahead.
Sure. So Aaron's gonna have to help me with the name of this. I think this is All My Friends Went to Rhinebeck. Right? Did we talk about that?
I believe it is. All My Friends Went to Rhinebeck.
I talked about this, I think, on the last podcast where I wanted to have something to knit on the plane. And oh shoot, my chipette is downstairs
too.
Yeah. So Aaron
as well.
And Chip from Fiber Hustle were so gracious. 2 years ago, we were lucky enough to get a house with a bunch of our friends for the very first time. And they had gifts for all of us in a little chipette, which is over there, and a skein of yarn. And these are all prototypes. This was before they had launched their shop and everything. And so I thought it would be really cool the second time seeing everybody to be working on the project that they gave us 2 years ago. So I cast on some socks in Aaron's yarn. This is, I believe the colorway is, and All My Friends Went to Rhinebeck. I don't have the chipette bag with me, but I will get it when I go downstairs to get my other project. So I worked on this mainly on the plane, a little bit at the, like throughout our time, but mainly on the plane. And I got one sock done, sans the heel.
You did a lot.
Yeah. It was just, stocking it. So that's where my heel is going to go there. And then I cast on the day that we left, I think. And then I did this on the plane coming back. So I didn't mark where my heel is just because it was really difficult to do. But you can see that I am past, or I'm right at where I want my heel to be. So yeah, so these will be done soon. The yarn is so soft and squishy. I'm not sure if he still has this base. I think we talked about it and they don't have the base right now, but didn't it knit up nice?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's really, really pretty. He does such a great job. So that's one of my whips. And it was so nice to just sit on the plane and like just have my hands do something. I was a little bit nervous, to be honest. It was we talked about this, our very first time on a plane together.
Yes.
And only I think my second time on a plane, second or third time on a plane. Last time I was on a plane was like 15 years ago or something like that. So it helped me pass the time. And then I watched an entire season of Schitt's Creek on the way home, which was exactly what I needed. 72 stitches. I did 72 stitches. I do that on 9-inch circular needles and a German twisted cast on. I did about 20 rows of ribbing, which is almost 2 inches. Let's actually see. Yep. It's just about 2 inches.
Nice.
I do, so for my toes, I do my decreases. I knit one, SSK, knit to the last stitch. I'm sorry, knit to the last 3 stitches, knit 2 together, knit 1. And then I do that on the other side as well. I usually do magic loop when I'm doing my toes. And then I do my decrease round every other round until I get to 20 stitches. And then I do every round until I get to 14 stitches. And then I do my my grafting, my Kitchener.
14 on each needle, right?
14 on each needle.
Okay.
Yep. And that fits my foot the way that I like it.
Do you remember what this space was? Is 80-20?
It feels like an 80-20.
I don't remember either.
I'm not 100% sure, but it's very soft and there's a nice halo on it. And
it's not something like what is this that they have in the shop currently?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
But you can see like the dye story. Like he's really, really good at putting colors together. And you'll see one of my next projects. It's 80-20. We just got confirmation from the dyer. 80-20. Thank you. You'll see on the next project, he dyes a lot of his yarn based off of album covers and does a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have any pictures of the booth, how he has it set up and stuff where you can see that all together, but you'll be able to see it on their website. Okay, that's thing 1.
All right. So my first whip is
I'm going to go get my other one.
Okay. First one is living in my beautiful sister's bag, which I love. It's nice and compact. It's a good travel bag. Mine is same story, different yarn. This is yarn that Aaron gave us at Rhinebeck 2 years ago on the same base, the 80-20 base. They currently have an 80-20 base, but it's a 4-ply. This is the prototype for his Counting Crows colorway, which we will talk about that. It's a funny story, but really beautiful. And I did the same thing, cast on a sock. And we both prefer cuff down socks. I do a German twisted cast on 64 stitches. I did a 1x1 twisted rib. I just like the way that the twisted rib pops a little bit more. And I believe I did 15 rounds. And then I just did stockinette. And this I cast on before we left. And as you can see, I barely did anything. I did not. I think I knit on the really plane pretty. For a half an hour. Yeah, and then I knit a little bit like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after flock. Maybe even a bit on Thursday, but just a little bit. I just needed something to keep my hands busy, and that was a quick travel project. But this is a beautiful color.
It is gorgeous.
It matched my bag incredibly well.
Yes.
And he had so this was the prototype. He had the actual color at flock. Beautiful there as well.
I actually bought it.
I know I said that you should do that next. And then we'll talk about we didn't even notice.
Yeah, no, it was great. Okay, so while I was downstairs, just one other thing. This is the chipette that I got with my yarn, and it worked out so well because what I did, if you were at Flock, you saw it, or maybe if you were some sleuths and looked a little bit closer in the pictures, I had this clip to my belt. So, and I was knitting out of it as we were kind of walking around. That's why I knit so much too, or got so much done on my sock, because I was knitting at Flock.
Yeah.
But it was so handy clipping this to the belt. Had one sock in there, skein of yarn fits perfectly. I was able to tuck my project in there and then pick it up when I wanted to and put it down when I wanted to. A lot of people had some really great feedback with the chipettes, and I don't know if he still has any left, but there were some Christmas ones, some holiday inspired ones with some sweaters, beautiful, like dark blue bag with some really cute sweaters, Christmas sweaters and stuff on it.
And
so check out their shop. Again, as a reminder, free US shipping with a $100 purchase or more.
yes.
Great.
And somebody did ask if the color was based on August and Everything album. It was.
Yes.
This is the album cover that colorway is based off of.
Yes. So that'll bring me on to my next project. Right? Are we there yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Great. This was a new cast on for me. I cast on a project with this yarn. I cast on 2 different projects with this yarn. Cast on 3 different projects with this yarn. The final project is here sitting in the bag. My hope was to cast something on while we were all together. I wanted to do brioche. I wasn't in the mindset for brioche. I kept messing up and dropping stitches and whatever. And it wasn't meant for me to get frustrated at a pattern or anything like that. It was purely me. So I cast on a new project, which I will talk about now. And I can show the yarn that I bought while we were at Flock. So this pattern is called, don't enable later. This pattern is called A Guiding Light. It's by Kay Litton of Crazy Sock Lady. And it's a beautiful garter shawl, 2 colors, DK. There's some really cool, it's going to get a little bit blurry, but there's some really cool yarn over details in 2 of the larger sections with some stripes and then some color blocking. So the 2 colors that I picked out at Fiber Hustle was what Kevin was saying. So this one is August and Everything After. This is DK, the DK version, and that is the fingering version.
And we did not know like that. I didn't have this with me, so he didn't know like I had the prototype.
Mm-hmm.
So we were both knitting using these colors. I was like, wait a second. Do we have the same?
And we didn't notice until the end of our trip. Basically.
I know. Oh,
yeah.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Oh, we miss you. We just got, remind me to grab it because that was part of our, no, did we show it last time? I think we showed it last time. I can grab it again. Yeah, so we didn't know until the end. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, we're just knitting on them. Like, wait a second.
We're like the same. Okay, so I got the DK there. I'm sorry. Yeah, the DK 4-ply, 100% superwash BFL. I think Aaron mentioned that he might be going to a 3-ply DK. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. But it's 100% superwash BFL, about 246 yards per 100 grams. The secondary color that I am using is, thanks. I thought I took it out. The Abyss.
Haha, he is not.
Haha, he's not what?
Going to a different base for the DK.
Oh, beg your pardon. I thought we had that conversation, but I'm probably very wrong.
Well,
I obviously am very wrong. Okay, what do I know? Don't listen to me. I am not the person that you want to listen to. So this is the Abyss. It's coming off a little bit more gray on the camera. It's got a darker, like bluish.
Yeah, it's a dark teal.
Yeah, dark teal. That's probably closer.
Yes, that's more accurate.
So with their powers combined, this is what I have so far. So I cast this on the day that we came home because I was still feeling the vibe. So in my mind, it still worked as my trip cast on, right? Okay, that's the back. Here's where I am at. I think these colors look so good together. So you start.
Oh, it's stunning.
It's stunning. So you start here at the end, and then you're only increasing 1 stitch per row. So it's an asymmetric triangular shawl. I love the variations in color from the variegated skein, and then this is basically a solid. There is some tonality there you can kind of pick out.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely beautiful. And then when you get to the stripes, they just play so well together.
It's a really good palette.
Mm-hmm, and I just got to the yarn over section. So I'm going to do, it's just been so easy and fun and exactly what I wish that I had chosen this pattern while we were away, because this would have been the perfect, like just sit and chat kind of pattern.
Yeah.
It's just garter. I haven't done a shawl in such a long time that I was really craving. I was really craving like a shawl like this, a knitted shawl. I did that crochet one, which was really nice too, but that was a lot of thinking. And it's so squishy and so soft. I cannot wait for this to be off the needles. So again, this is A Guiding Light by Kay Litton. Litton? I think it's
Litton.
I'm not sure like where the top of the shawl is or the bottom of the shawl. I don't know how it's gonna end up being, but isn't it good?
Yeah, it's really, really, it's a really, really nice.
The color's beautiful.
And yeah, very good job.
Thank you so much. So that's my, I'm gonna call it my vacation cast on because I was still in that frame of mind. Isn't there a song? Frame of mind, something?
New York State of Mind.
New York State of Mind. We weren't in New York.
We weren't. We were in Washington, but hey.
Yeah, that Washington state of mind. There I was. So if you're looking for a beginner-friendly shawl, this is absolutely it. If you're looking for one of those hit the reset button, let me just make something beautiful without a lot of counting and everything, this is definitely the shawl for you. You got stripes, increases, decreases, color blocking, and yarn overs. And so you've got everything that you feel that would help you feel like you're doing something other than garter, but you're really just doing garter. You know?
Oh, hello, Jesus.
Hi. Okay.
All right. So I have one more whip, and this I cast on yesterday.
This is cute.
This is cute. So I didn't want to work on anything that I had like going on. I was tired. I slept like 12 hours the night before.
Yeah,
we were just hanging out. So I decided to pick up a crochet project.
I know when you got up to go to the cabinet to pick out crochet hooks, I was like, are you crocheting? So we actually went and watched our nieces, Reese and Riley, yesterday. So Ray went over for 4 hours. I went over for 2. And Reese and I were looking at some crochet bags because I was thinking, what can I do with all of the yarn left over from here that's cotton and linen blend? So I thought some like bags would be nice. And I found this pattern. It is called the Color Market Bag by Jen Palmer. It is a free pattern. It is meant to be made with a worsted weight yarn in a 5mm or an H hook. I am using a DK weight yarn, and I'm using a 4.5mm hook. And here is what I have so far. So it's cute.
Yeah. And look, I used one of my stitch markers. So I know. So this is, I finished the bottom of the bag, which is just some single crochets. And now I'm working the mesh pattern. And I've moved on. There's not a lot of contrast between the two colors. So it's kind of hard to see, but they are two different greens. I'll probably end in a third color.
Yeah. And
it's super quick.
You're not doing any more increases, right?
No more increases.
So you can make the bag as long as you want it to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick to the pattern there.
Yeah, I'm going to make it however long I'd like.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice simple thing. I mean, for me to just cast this on last night while we were watching Supernatural, like, boom.
Yeah. After we slept for 12 hours.
I know.
Guys, we slept for 12 hours.
I think it's a cute little bag.
It is. It's very cute.
And my plan with this is
What's that? Oh, it's playing
music. It started playing a song called Supernatural on my phone.
Wow.
Ooh, that was weird.
Hopefully YouTube doesn't get us in trouble.
I think I'm just going to like make bags with all this leftover and throw in like our hat bin. And then people could take these and use them as market bags, or
that's great. I would love to make
beach bags or whatever they want.
Yeah.
So nice pattern. Again, it's free. And again, it is the Color Block Market Bag.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of free crochet bags on Ravelry, actually.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And it's really fun that you can do so many different colors. Like even if you do, like we've got some mandala.
No, we got like this.
Yeah, Dishy's great.
Dishy would be another good option. We have a lot. This is worsted weight, so this is
because it's cotton. So you don't think that you're right.
So this is more of what the pattern calls for. Sure. I actually think it calls for Dishy, but I have the Dishy multi and the twist.
Yeah.
And we have some solids, so it's a great way to use these if you're kind of over your dishcloth phase.
That's great.
All right.
I love that. I bet Reese is going to claim that bag immediately.
I don't know. She has another one that had some like, is it macrame with all the like
the strands?
Yeah, hanging off. She saw a macrame bag that she would like. So I'm going to try to figure that out for her and see.
Lovely. Okay. Is everybody still with us? Hi, everyone. For all those people that jumped in. Hi, Lucy. I see that you're there. And somebody had mentioned that the Washington State of Mind would be an excellent colorway.
That was Carrie.
Yeah.
And then
it sure would be an excellent colorway name.
We also saw Mari in the chat. So hello, Mari.
Mari.
We'll talk about her a little bit later.
She was lovely.
So welcome everybody. Witchy Knitter, hello.
Hello. We'll take it just a moment.
Oh,
okay.
And Izzy's in the chat. Tammy, hello.
Oh, hi, Tammy.
So,
okay.
That was all my whips. You have one more?
I have one more whip. And this is, I didn't make much more progress on this, but I did show this last time. I did make some progress. At least I hope I did. So I will show you this. This is the Eno by Brooklyn Tweed. It is a cabled beanie with a gathered top. Really, really cute. I wanted to use the yarn that we got from Michael. What, of course?
No, go ahead, please.
And this is living in my thread and maple box that sits on the table next to me. I know a lot of you were wondering, how will Ray use this? Will he use it? I do not have buyer's remorse. I love this box. It has magnetic. This is all magnetic here. So I have some of my stitch markers. I have my darning needle there. Okay. And then what ends up happening is you take the top off. I love this thing so much. I pull out my little cell phone holder. I put that on the table next to it with my phone.
This is so much work to get ready to knit.
No, it's not. You got to get yourself in that Washington state of mind. So then my phone will sit here next to me. I have my project. I pull it out.
I can't.
I put the top back on and I'm good to go. So now I can pull my project right from the box. It's great. Love it. And I know a lot of you were on my side. So I appreciate that.
We're
very
all
much.
on your side, Ray.
I know. All right. So this is by, the yarn is by Upland Fiber Co. This is our friend Michael, started up his new yarn line, which is wonderful. It's 50% American Cormo, 50% American Corriedale. Everything is sourced and made right here in the Northeast, which is wonderful. What?
Go ahead.
Are you reading comments? Are people making fun of me?
No.
The colorway is called Flock. It's the like natural colorway. It is 390 yards for 100 grams. This is fingering. They have it both in fingering and worsted. So this is a fingering weight hat. Did I mention that you could just put the yarn right back in that box and close the lid and you can knit away. I'm not quite sure where I was last time or if I did make any progress, but here's what I have so far. It's really a great pattern. And with this yarn, it's beautiful. It's like the perfect yarn for this pattern.
It's a fantastic pattern in itself, but the yarn makes it shine for sure. The pattern is very, very easy. For those of you who might be new to cables, I recommend this pattern. You're only cabling like every 8 rows or something like that. And it's the same direction every time. So you don't have to worry about, oh shoot, which direction do I need to go in? Just keep going.
So anyway, I love the stitch definition here. I can't wait to see what it's going to be like to bloom. The only difference I didn't do anything different. The only complicated part in this, and you don't have to do this, is the tubular cast on. The tubular cast on was done in a way that I had never done before in the pattern, but I did follow the instructions. and it does make for a really beautiful edge. So it was well worth it. It took me the time. I took the time to do it, and I wanted to do it properly.
I remember making it, and that's a tight cast on.
Very tight.
It is a little cumbersome to do,
Yeah.
but it really does make all the difference with it.
Yeah. So I'm using the recommended needle size. So for the cast on was a US 1. So it was a 2.25 millimeter needle, which is what I knit my socks on. And then the hat is knit in a US 5, 3 3/4 millimeter, 3.34, 3.75 millimeter needle. I'm a little tired. I had a hard time sleeping last night.
We'll get into all that in a moment too.
This is all that. So yeah, this is the Eno hat. I'm almost done, I think, with this. The hat has written instructions as well as a chart. And it's very easy to follow. So
and I think the top decreases quite quickly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so
it looks
I think
like it
once you
does.
get there, it'll go pretty fast.
Yep. So I've done 5 repeats of this pattern, of this section, and there are work 3. I'm not sure. It's in here, but I don't want to. I feel bad. I don't want to hold you all up.
You actually might have a little bit more because it is.
I think it's like it needs 9. Why does it sound familiar?
We're all waiting.
I'm sorry. 9 times. I'm doing the large version, which doesn't increase the circumference of it. It just increases the depth of it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing it. So I have to do this 4 more times.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Now watch how easy it is for me to put this right back in. No problems. Goes right like that. It smells so nice because it's, it's real wood. It's a very solid piece. Highly recommend. And then this can get slipped back in there when I'm ready to pack up. It's got some weight to it though.
Nice.
That's not going to fall off your table. Or if it does, just make sure that your tootsies are not in the way.
All right.
Okay.
This is what you all have been waiting for now.
That's it.
This is going, now we are at our flock recap.
Those are all of our makes.
So we will start by saying flock in general was a fantastic event.
Amazing.
For it being the second year and moving to a new location from the first year.
Yeah.
The 2 people who organized that event did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
The venue was beautiful. It was wide open. It had incredibly high ceilings, which you would expect like this echoiness to it. And there was no echoing. There were skylights. So you had a lot of beautiful light.
The lighting was probably one of the unsung heroes of this event.
Absolutely.
And we've gone to different events before, obviously, inside, outside. And the combination of the actual lights in the conference space, as well as the natural lights. And they did a fantastic job. I don't know if people who were there noticed, but we noticed a few times, based on the amount of sunlight that was coming in, they started adjusting the lighting. They would dim it down a little bit or increase it. And it was just so well done that looking at the yarn, there's no regrets, none of the like, oh, that didn't look like it was when I first saw it. You were able to see everything. The setup was fantastic, right? Like the booths, it was very well done. Like there weren't wires running or around, sometimes on events, like you see wires taped down that you have to step over or, or mat down or something like that. I didn't notice any of that.
No,
it was very well done, very spread out.
There was more than enough room in between the aisles to walk without feeling, even if these booths were busy themselves, you didn't feel like you couldn't walk.
No.
They had some food options there. And because of the location, you were easily able to leave the venue and go get food from any of the surrounding restaurants there.
And it was so easy to leave and come back. Now, granted, we went with every intention of helping Fiber Hustle
we couldn't
set up. their booth,
Oh.
and then the plan was to like break it down for them and everything. So we can kind of back up one more day.
So we'll back up to Thursday.
So Thursday was our fly out day. We booked a 7 a.m. flight out of JFK, and we were going to arrive on Thursday, get up early on Friday, and go with the team, the Fiber Hustle crew, and set up their booth. And then there was a really nice like casual dinner at our friend Rob's house. Like we were going to all be able to get together. Our Thursday night knit group, a good portion of them live already on the West Coast. So we all kind of converged in one location. So we were really looking forward to that. So Thursday morning, we decide, okay, we need to be on the road by like 3 o'clock in the morning to catch our 7 a.m. flight. It's about a 2-hour drive, hour and a half drive from our house to JFK airport in New York City. We get up at 2 a.m. Picture it, Sicily, 1948. Mm-hmm. We woke up at 2 a.m. I already get cranky when I don't eat or sleep. And so I'm surprised. We did get up at 2, was able to have a cup of coffee. We showered, and we were on the road at 3:20. So we were 20 minutes behind, but it was getting us to the parking lot, the long-term parking lot that we put in our GPS at a little bit before 5 a.m.
Yeah, we were supposed to get there. Yeah,
so.
we were supposed to get there about 10 of 5.
Yeah.
And then stuff happened.
Yes.
So the first thing was, and it was unnecessary in looking back on it.
It's just our own, like,
we stopped and got gas. It didn't take too long, but we were still on time for 4:50 in the morning.
Yeah.
Then we went to the wrong parking lot.
Yes.
And we had to leave and go to
I threw a temper tantrum.
Absolutely. But
because I didn't know what to do. I was tired. I was so nervous.
Yes.
Like,
I understand.
Thank you.
So then
we needed that validation.
Then we made it to the next parking lot. We got there at 5 o'clock. So it wasn't that big of a deal. We were like, okay, cool. We have 2 hours.
We took a picture of the car in the spot at 5:02 in the morning.
Then I left my phone in the car. That took a couple minutes off. Then we get...
Do you guys know where this is going yet?
To the airport, checked our bags, signed up for clear so we could get through TSA quicker. They did not give us really good directions. And we realized after the fact that we did not go through the clear line. So we sat in TSA for 40 minutes.
Their
roughly.
System went down.
Yes. Oh,
so they weren't able to like scan everything. So they had to do everything manually. There were 2 lines converging, like for TSA. We flew Delta, so I think they have their own TSA line, and then the other airlines do too. JFK is a massive, massive place. So we were in one line, and then it split off into 2. We're waiting. So then we get to the split off, and then we ask each other, okay, do you want to go right or do you want to go left? We decided, let's go left.
Because it moved just slightly quicker.
Yeah, so great.
Let's go left.
So we go left. The minute we made the decision and walked past the fork in the road, now we're stuck here on the left-hand side. The right line is just, and the left line's going nowhere. Nowhere.
Right. So
go ahead.
I was going to say, so the left line there, one of the scanners went down.
Yeah.
The right line actually broke off into 2, but the left line stayed for 1, and one of the scanners went down, and they had to keep going over to another agent's scanner to get people to go through. It also happened to be the line that people who had clear, which we had, got pushed through first.
Which we didn't know until like days later.
So make it through TSA. We have about somewhere around half an hour to 20
I don't hate
minutes.
you. Oh, Shayla said she works for TSA. We don't hate you at all.
No, we don't.
It's not your fault.
No. So we were, I think we had about 20 minutes to a half an hour or something, maybe 20 minutes until our plane left. Stopped in the restroom, and then we booked it to the plane or to the gate. We get to the gate, says final boarding, doors open, nobody's in line. We walk up.
Right up.
And they say, nope.
They put she put her arm out.
And they said, no, you're
too late.
You're too late.
As we got to the top, as we got to the line, the things switched. I'm trying not to swear. The things switched and said boarding closed. So we're right there. The supervisor was there, and she's the one that told us, no, you're late. Now there was another person behind, a couple of other people behind us.
There were a total of 4 of us
because we all got stuck in the TSA line, right? One had like a cat with her. She was crying, said she had a job interview, like whatever. So then they start calling our names. Are you blah, blah, blah? Are you blah, blah? I'm like, yes. And then I can see the worker lady, like, who was calling our names, like, look at the supervisor. And the supervisor was just like, she gave our tickets literally right in front of us, gave our tickets to the people that were on standby, gave our seats away, literally right in front of us. Now I lost my mind. I didn't yell. I didn't swear. I got sassy for sure. And I just was done. I could not believe that we were literally right there. And in front of us, they wouldn't let us on, but now you're going to give our seats to somebody else and open the door for them to walk onto the plane. That made no sense to me.
So while we were there too,
the
manager says, she originally says, I have 4 seats available. You 8 can fight it out. Then she's like, then
she changed her mind.
I have 8. And she let 8 people who are on the standby list get on the plane.
Not even including us.
Not including us and the 2 other people, I believe, that were there who missed it. Mm-hmm. So she says, we said, well, what are we supposed to do? We're literally right here. And we said, somebody had said, TSA line. She goes, well, that's the government. That's not us. Yes. And
then she says, you have to go to customer service and get put on standby.
Yes. So we go to customer service. We get put on standby for a flight that left out of New York for 11:25. We did not make that flight. So then
we waited the whole time.
Right. We waited in the airport until 11:25, 11:30. And then
we were number 15 and 16 on the standby list. So we knew the chances were pretty slim, but we kept seeing, like, you can track it on like the app when people get a seat.
Yeah.
And we kept seeing people like get a seat and we're like moving up, the line. So we were pretty, we're trying to be positive about it.
Yeah. I was very positive the whole time.
You did great. If it wasn't for you, I don't know. I would have been on one of those TikTok videos.
Yeah, he would have been.
I just watched one with some lady was like running around with a fire extinguisher, spraying everybody because she was so mad. I feel you, lady.
Yeah. So after we didn't make the 11:25 flight, we went back to customer service. And the next woman we dealt with was very pleasant, very helpful. And she said, there's another one here, but I don't think you guys would make that either. You are scheduled to fly out now on Friday at 7 p.m. So we drove home and we flew back to the airport Friday. We got there.
Drove back to the airport.
Drove back to the airport Friday. We left our house 5 hours early. We sat,
yeah, we sure did.
It was a little bit of a longer drive, and we sat at the airport and we're just like, all right, we're cool.
Yeah.
We're just going to hang out.
What a good experience Friday was. So again, we had never traveled together before, and I was a lot younger when both of us, this was like 15 years ago.
It's been a long time since either one of us have been on a plane.
So everything was great. We knew already where the parking lot was that we wanted to be. We knew how the SkyTram thing worked. We knew like where to go through the clear line.
Yes.
So when we got through the clear line, took us not even 5 minutes. I kind of felt a little bougie, to be honest with you. Like, you have a concierge walk you.
I know, it was nice.
Cut in front of everybody. But hey, you know what? We made it. So yeah, so we waited. We got on our flight at 7 p.m. Eastern time,
and we landed at 10:30 Pacific time. Michael and Aaron were kind enough to pick us up from the airport.
Yeah, it was so good to see them.
We got back to Aaron and Chip's place, had a quick beer, pretty much went to bed. And then we went to Flock Saturday morning. We got up at 6 o'clock and we got tired. To Flock by 8:30 a.m.
Yes.
To help Chip and Aaron with any last minute things they needed to do in their booth. And then our day started right before everybody went in. I made my first purchase.
You did make your first purchase.
So my first purchase was...
We were able to help.
Was this ring from...
Birdie Parker
Designs?
Yes. She's so lovely. We've met her a few times now.
So I'll show this. See if you could see it. I can't...
Hide your face.
It is a knit stitch ring. I need a whole iPad. But I saw this at the event that shall not be named. in October, Vincent from Les Garçons had it. And then I was reminded of it when we saw him at Skein Yarn Shop about a month ago now.
Yeah.
He was wearing it and I knew exactly what I was doing. As soon as we could, I went over to her booth and made this purchase. So I love this ring. And then we spent the rest of the day like chatting and going to booths. And one of the first people we ran into, I think on our way in, was Mari from a Colorado
Knitter. So we were looking so forward to meeting her. She is she's
so sweet,
kind person, and she's a stunning knitter. She has a podcast on YouTube as well that's linked down below in our show notes, Colorado Knitter. You can also just look her up here on YouTube. She was so sweet. And we were like, I think there was a time, didn't we think that we were going to see her at some other event?
No. So when we watched a couple episodes ago, and it was either there or on Instagram. She had mentioned
he's going wild downstairs.
She mentioned she was going to be at Rhinebeck. So I was like, I said to Ray, it's really cool. We'll get to meet her at Rhinebeck. But then I saw on Instagram, she was going to be at Flock. So I was like, we try to keep like in mind people that we want to meet, or run into or like hook up with again and chat with again. So we were super excited and we saw her really early on in the day. And she gave us these little bags that she makes for us to be able to clip to our pants and do some knitting.
Yeah. She said that she thought of us when Kevin has his trunk shows, that we can clip this to our belts and knit out of them, while we're doing the trunk shows and any other shows that Kevin's doing, which I thought was like so sweet of her. Here's her little tag.
Here's her sticker.
Here's a sticker. I can't wait to use the bag. It's like a round bottom bag, apple bottom jeans.
It's got a little pocket on the front. So she uses this to walk around in it. So it was very, very sweet. Something to mention,
sweet to think of us,
and something to mention as well is that Flock on both days from 10 to 12 had masked shopping. So they did require masks for those 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And that's when we ran into her. We took a picture with our masks on, and we took one later on in the day without masks when we ran into her again.
Yeah.
But this was very sweet. So thank you for our bags.
Yes. It was so nice to give you a squeeze and chat a little bit. And that's the thing. Okay, we've said this a million times. Our favorite thing about the events is all of you people, that we get a chance to see you, hug you if you're wanting to, take a picture, chat a little bit, see what you're wearing, look at what you're buying. Yes, we get so into those yarn fumes and we want to buy everything, but it's the energy that you all bring that make this so worth it for us. And we said that throughout this whole weekend. We were exhausted.
Dunzo.
Yeah. Completely sleep deprived. The time change was very difficult for us. But the minute we walked in, you feel the energy and you ride those waves, and it's just so great. We saw so many people that we certainly can't even mention here.
Go through everybody.
We'll try our best to kind of rehash or recap what we did. But the first day really was we didn't have a chance we didn't walk around as much in the first part of that day, I think, than we wanted to. So we helped the guys, bring some stuff in the back.
So let's actually talk about that for a moment. So for Chip and Aaron, I mean, this was one of the reasons that we wanted to go out. It was the first time Chip and Aaron from Fiber Hustle were vending, of any sort, like trunk show, anything. And we wanted to go out because we absolutely love them. They are two of our best friends.
Are you okay?
I'm going to.
I could feel it. I know.
And we just wanted to go out and support them.
Yeah.
And make sure that they felt that they had the support from their friends. And their booth was amazing.
Amazing. So this is their first time vending, and you could never tell. You can never tell. I know that they were scared, and but knowing who they are, we all knew that they would be just fine. They literally knocked it out of the park with everything that they had. They are two of the most genuine, deserving people that we have Oh, I'm gonna start now too. They're great. Great
They're-
people.
You would never know that
Yeah,
it was their first event.
It was incredible. To be able to be part of that in any small way, like we are just very fortunate for that. So we were able to help them. Let's just get back on track because this is gonna get bad. So we were able to like help them put away, you know, some of the extra stuff in the back, get their booth all like zhuzhed up. Michael, piece for piece. If you guys saw the booth, you saw Michael everywhere. He is, if you want a salesperson, Michael's your guy. Michael is your guy. He can sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. He is just a great salesperson, but because he cares, right? He genuinely wants to know, what are you going to do? What is that? Oh, what are you working on? His energy like is so palpable.
Yeah.
Best booth. We had the best booth. Obviously, we had the best booth.
It was really
good.
amazing to see. Between Chip, Aaron, so on Saturday, between Chip, Aaron, Carrie, and Michael, they took care of that booth. We did a meet and greet at the booth from 12 to 2. So we wanted to do it that way. Masks came off, and we got to see a bunch of you guys and talk to a bunch of people. It was really fun to see faces that matched like the Instagram handle. You know, so that was really fun. And what I'll say about a fiber event is whether it's Flock, it doesn't have to be like a Flock or a Rhinebeck. If you have one in your area, no matter how small or large it is, even if it's just once, it's so rewarding to go because you get so inspired. It's so fun to be around people who love the same things that you do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't obviously have to purchase anything. It's just a way to connect with your people.
Yeah.
So if you ever have the opportunity, definitely take the chance and go. It's really rewarding, I think, to go for kind of for your soul. It really is. So let's talk about
so
some things
day
that
one. What did we purchase on day one? So you got the ring for sure.
Yes. Another thing that we purchased on day one is we stopped at this booth she was lovely. This is Woolen & Co. We have heard about her products through the Knitting Posse.
Yes.
Our friends Kim, Kate, and Laura. They talk about her quite a bit. They actually have a coupon code on their channel, so you can certainly watch one of their recent podcasts.
We have their shop link down below as well.
We do. So we got some of her wool wash, which we got the tobacco and bay leaf,
which smells fantastic. It does. We also got the sweet basil and aloe wool wash. Cannot wait to try this.
And then we also got some of her lanolin infused balm. We got basil and mint.
Yep.
Which I drank some basil and mint on Sunday after that was all over, and it was delicious.
Basil and mint. What did you? Oh, you have that drink, the alcoholic beverage,
Seattle Brew,
the
basil and
beverage.
Mint. Not seltzer.
When we partook in adult libations, we tried to stay local to give things a little taste.
We also got the orange and vanilla.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorites. This one is called Revive. It's peppermint, eucalyptus, almond oil, shea butter, lemongrass, rose. It's a whole mix of things, and it smells just divine. I know, they're great.
I wish I remembered the name. She was like sharing a booth with an artist who did some like knitting related artwork. I'm gonna have to find her name and purchase something because that's actually one of my regrets from the weekend.
Yeah, it was also this is the first time for us that we've been someplace without a car. So we had to be very conscientious of like our purchases, although we could have shipped everything.
It doesn't show though. Once I show my stuff, it doesn't.
I'm surprised that we were able to get everything in.
I wasn't being conscious, apparently.
No. Yeah. So that was one of the first purchases that we did, and then we ran into a couple of people who had some like gifts for us, which is so wild to me. One like really, really thoughtful, amazing thing, and I cannot wait to do it. Is this kit, this needle felting kit, because you all know that I need some more needle felting in my life, but wait till you see it. It's a budgie.
And it's Skylar's
Skylar's colors. This is by Bergen and Bath. This is Buddy the Blue Budgie. I cannot wait to start this. Whatever yarn you had in here is like shedding like crazy. What did you have?
It's the
fiber.
the Surrey alpaca.
Yeah. So the kit contains the wool fibers, needles, glass eyes, wire, and step-by-step photographic instructions.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was really sweet. Thank you.
Then we got, I think this all came together. Somebody gave us this.
I know. I'm so bad at getting names.
Is this stuffed moose, but then gave us yarn in a pattern that's called, we can't find this on Ravelry, so we can't link it, but it's called the Moose Apparel pattern. So it comes with like a sweater, a hat, and a scarf. So we got some yarn to knit that up. And then the chocolate bar came with it.
On the bottom?
Oh, wait, hold on. I think
so. This is Sherilyn Cardwell of Woofer Wearables. I don't want to show the pattern because I'm sure it's not a free pattern. But we couldn't find it on Ravelry.
So that was
we could have looked
lovely. So we'll do this. This would be a good gift for like Riley.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure. And then somebody else gave us a little pack up of yarns and a couple of patterns.
These were from the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's blending into one.
I know. It does.
So there's like a mixture of a couple of different yarns in here.
Sorry for all the crinkling.
Yeah. Just so thoughtful that you thought of us and you were holding on to these things to hopefully run into us to be able to share them. That's just like the sweetest thing. It's very, very thoughtful. Love the way you pronounce basil. So different to us in Scotland.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Basil.
So one of the other places that I knew going to Flock is we have received some yarn from Red Stag Fiber before, but we've never seen his booth in person.
Right.
We also watch the Modern Skein podcast, which is Sharon, and her husband Josh runs Red Stag Fiber.
Yes.
So I knew that I wanted to buy a sweaters quantity from Josh.
Meet them.
And we wanted to meet them because we have chatted with Sharon a couple times. So, and Josh as well. So we wanted to make sure we met them. I had a pattern in mind. It was the probably first colorwork pattern I've purchased. Mm-hmm. And it was Maxim Sears for Fox's Sake sweater. So I bought a sweaters quantity to make that. And my colors. Oh boy. All right. So my main color is going to be this blue. This is from his Manor collection and his Yorkshire DK, which is 75% Polworth and 25% Masham. This color is French waistcoat. Mm-hmm. So this will be my
love this color.
Main color. The color of my fox is going to be antique leather.
Let me see if I can pull up the pattern. I'm sure everybody has seen it, but
my background color is going to be this, which is natural. And there is a fourth color. I don't remember what it's for in there, but this will be the fourth color, and this is Welsh slate.
So here's the For Fox's Sake sweater. I'm not gonna be able to.
NJ, it is a little bit rustic.
Yeah, but it's soft.
It's soft. It's very similar to a.
Hi, handsome. Who's this?
BFL Masham base, because the only difference is it's the Polworth instead of the BFL. But they had some samples there, and it's a very, very pretty. It makes a very pretty fabric once it's blocked. Yeah. But I think this is going to be a really, really beautiful sweater. Mm-hmm. This is one of my favorite colors of Josh's. I think I have it on like 2 bases now, or 2 or 3. So it was very nice to meet them and chat and get a picture of them.
We got the picture, I think, on Sunday because we forgot. Of course, we're the worst at taking pictures. Like
we did.
Sunday was our day that we wanted to catch up with the people that we didn't get a chance to get a picture with and spend some more time with. Anyway, still on Saturday, I was looking at yarn also from there to get a sweaters quantity. But I was torn between 2 different colors. I was kind of leaning towards a reddish, but then I walked away. And I was just let me think about it and come back. Worst mistake. Because of course we ran into somebody later on that afternoon, and she mentioned that she got a whole sweater's quantity of the color that I was looking for there. And I guess she must have talked to Josh and said that, oh, Ray was here earlier looking at that yarn.
Hold on. So that happened during the meetup. And then Little Dynamite Knit says we were at the booth on day 2 and we talked her into getting the same yarn in the green. Remember?
Yes.
She was looking at the green sweater
right.
and I was like, oh, just do it.
Do it. Did you get it?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that smells nice. So anyway, I went back to the booth. We did do a meetup from 12 to 2 at Fiber Hustle's booth, which was really great. It was a hopping booth. We got to meet a ton of people. So thank you all for coming out to see us during that time, for visiting the booth. I know we're all over the place, but hey, that's how it goes. Anywho, I went back because I really wanted that yarn. So I was thinking about maybe getting a different color because there was a really nice green there too. But when I was talking to them, I was able to just order it right from there and have it shipped to the house. And sure enough, when we got back on Saturday, no, when did we come back? Monday? No. What day is it?
Today's Sunday.
Oh,
we flew in. We got home at 3 a.m. Friday morning.
3 a.m. Friday morning.
So it came in yesterday.
Y'all. So it was like perfect. Anyway, I got my yarn. So this is called Brick Tavern, and it's showing up a little bit lighter. It's about right. It's a really nice tonal, like burgundy.
It's a beautiful dark
color.
red.
It's gorgeous.
And this was one of the samples that they had there. They had a sample knit in this color, and it's really, really stunning in person.
Yes. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to do a very simple, cozy classic raglan. I had never knit one before. Kevin's knit 2, and they always look just so simple and stunning, and it really lets the yarn shine. So I got a sweater's quantity of this yarn. It is the same base that Kevin got. So it's the Yorkshire DK. It is 75% Polworth, like Kevin said, 25% Masham, 246 yards per 100 grams. It is DK weight. Did you get DK as well?
I did, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
And I just could not be happier. So we got the box, opened it up, and guess what? We also got, as a little gift, 2 cute friggin' coffee mugs from the Modern Skein. Modern yarn for the modern maker. Isn't that cute?
I know. One day we will make it to Texas
to
see the shop. And
but these are beautiful ceramic mugs. I love them.
Yes.
We love our mugs.
We do. We have so many.
You know. So that was Saturday.
That was pretty much, that's all we bought on Saturday.
I think that's all we got on Saturday.
Yeah, we got to just chat with a bunch of people. We met Kyle, who is the owner of Viking Fiber Co.
Yes, he was so nice.
He was very nice.
He's also very handsome.
He was very nice to chat with. Of course, we saw Max and Vincent from Les Garçons. They were sharing their booth with Woolcott yarns. We did the walking around and we did the, stopping and chatting with anybody who came up with us and any vendors that we really wanted to meet. But then Saturday night, we went back to Chip and Aaron's house and with them and Carrie and Michael, and we had some pizza.
Yeah, we totally vegged.
I think
we all were just very drained. And then to talk about the event, that's always one of my favorite parts, especially when getting like an Airbnb.
Yeah. Did we didn't have any drink. Did we drink on set? Was I hungover on Sunday? No.
I don't know.
No,
I don't think. Maybe we got I had a beer called Mac and Jacks.
That was
really delicious.
No, yes, I kept calling it mac and cheese. It's Mac.
Yes, no, that would be kind of gross. But one of my favorite things is going to an event and then coming back at the house later and having a conversation about oh, did you see this?
Yeah.
How did you feel? So that was really nice.
And there was a good wind down period. And then we did it all over again on Sunday. But as you guys know, Sundays is our favorite day at events because it's always a little bit calmer.
Yes.
So we were able to chat with the booth or the booth people, the owners.
I'm still so tired.
I know. So we got to chat a little bit more and stop and
Yes.
say hello to the vendors.
There were
and-
people that we talked, and Kevin and I usually do this as well, like after an event, like the Saturday night or whatever it is, or sometimes Sunday morning, whatever the second day is. Like, okay, who didn't we see that we wanted to see? Who do we want to say hi to again? You know, oh, we should have taken a picture with these people. So we kind of come in day 2 with a plan, right? Day 1 is usually our, no holds barred. Let's hug everybody. Let's just be in the moment, blah, 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 blah. If we buy something, we buy something. If not, it's no big deal. And then Sunday is really the day that we actually have semi plan of who we're going to see, what booths we want to visit, what we want to buy.
And something else that we were able to do on Friday or Saturday, and this was sad because, again, of our flight, we got to spend a very brief amount of time with Rob and Bob and Lucy and Nancy. We also spent a little more time with Nancy and Lucy for lunch on Sunday.
Yeah.
They're all members of our Thursday night knit group. And it was, unfortunately, it wasn't as much time as we had liked, but we did get to see them in person again. And we got to meet Kelly Evans. So hello, Kelly. It was very nice meeting you there.
It was so nice to meet you too. And somebody mentioned peopling is exhausting, and it is. But it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. But we like that downtime afterwards.
So on Sunday,
we did quite a bit of damage.
I did a lot of damage. One of my first purchases was from Fiber Hustle. I didn't want to purchase this bag on Saturday because I wanted it. It's one of my favorite bags. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, like Chip and I on a call one time, like looked at this and I helped pick this fabric, I think. But I think this is stunning.
Stunning.
Like,
I know. I wanted that bag so bad.
I think this is called Digital
World? Digital Earth?
Digital Earth, maybe?
I think.
So this is his chip basket. These are quilted. They have a snap on the top. I love the colors, and the colors kind of go with the yarn that Digital Earth. I absolutely love this color. And then I bought yarn which actually matches it quite well for a 3-color shawl. I purchased Moose Tracks. This is on the 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon 4-ply from Aaron. So I got Moose Tracks. Then this is called it's a Sting Song. And then this one is called Victorian Mansion.
Oh, they're so good.
So number one matches my bag, right? Number 2 is...
Yes, this episode of NATR is sponsored by Fiber Hustle.
It is. Right? So the blue picks up some of the blue that's in here. You could see like the little bits. And I thought it would I just thought that these would work so well together.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still playing with my fan. It's so good.
I love these. They had a sample of a hat with this, and it's really one of my favorite colors that I saw there. So I knew I had to do this, and then they're just going to be gorgeous together. So
yeah. And a reminder, I know Michael put it in the chat, Fiber Hustle, free US shipping on purchases of $100 or more.
Yes. And buy this bag.
Yeah, for sure. I believe, boys, you have the fans.
And this.
So this is another thing that's super cool. Very unique. Haven't seen this before. So this is their, what did they name this guy? Wait, let's not say it. Let's let them.
Okay.
Because I don't know if they want to make the announcement themselves. But they did name their mascot. We all kind of had a little say in it. And it's like a pin thing. What's it called? Pin pin.
Like a place to store your
pins.
To
store your pins. So you put all your pins on it. Isn't that cool? Oh, I couldn't find mine. Look, there's Max and Vincent came up with little artwork for Flock.
Pinboard.
And
this is Norman, or
oh, good. Okay, good. I didn't know if you guys wanted to make the...
I thought these were really, really clever.
Me too.
It's a great way to store your pins. And then they have the pins. And we saw a woman waving down like a taxi.
Oh my God, it was so great. She was literally outside.
Yeah.
That was another great thing about the venue is because of its location. There were so many different things to do and to step outside. Like we get to a point where we just sometimes need a little bit of a breather. So we stepped outside. There was a nice coffee shop downstairs. There was Russian.
I know. I don't remember
sandwich
the name
place.
of it.
Pierogi. Is that how
I think
you
so.
say it?
I think that's right.
Oh my gosh, delicious. Were they pierogies? Is that how you say it?
I believe so.
Okay. Did we just have that conversation?
We did just twice in 30 seconds.
I need a refill on my coffee.
All right. So that was what I got from Fiber Hustle. You already showed yours.
Kevin, this is really.
I know this is bad, Ray. Don't judge my purchases.
I'm not yucking your yum.
All right.
I only have one more thing that I bought. No, I have three more things that I have.
Okay.
Got it.
So, all right. Do you want me to?
I can go. So Sunday, we already talked about this. Sunday, I made the decision that I also wanted a ring from Birdie Parker.
Yes.
And so I got one too. Aren't they nice?
Yeah. And she also has a thinner version, a thin band.
Yeah, thin band.
And she's just really lovely to chat with too.
Yeah. So I love that.
So Lori's asking if they were pierogies. They were like a stuffed bread, like mini stuffed breads.
Yes.
So one day we got them with potato and cheese, and the next day we got it with hash browns, eggs, and cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
Stuff. It was
so good.
Delish.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So why don't you go with this purchase of yours?
Okay.
And then I'll.
So this is another thing that I wanted to do. We wanted to do was to see Tyler from Thoughts to Thread. He also has a podcast. Love his story. I don't know if he's podcasted in a while, but I just love his journey of quitting the 9-to-5, focusing on this business. He's very, very creative. I think he does a lot of reading and stuff too. Anyway, it's always nice to see another like male maker, taking a chance. And we wanted to say hello to him and see his booths. We didn't have a chance to do that on Saturday. So we made the trek, such a long journey, to his booth, which was very, very well done.
Yes.
I am a sucker for what are they called? Like
not
kitschy things.
Kitschy
things. So I saw this bell. They were ringing this bell. After a purchase. Right. And I was like, oh, what's the bell? And I was like, I want to ring the bell. And so they had mystery skeins wrapped up. You didn't know what colorway you were getting, but you did know what the base was. And anybody who purchased the mystery skein got to ring the bell. So I was like, well, I want to ring the bell. So I'm going to buy myself some yarn. And I chose a base. I've seen this on his Instagram for a while. And it's what's it called? Staple. So Staple is Brooklyn tweed. It's from Brooklyn tweed, and what Tyler does is that he dyes it on that base. And I saw that was an option for the mystery skein. Their caveat there was that you had to unwrap the mystery skein while you were there, and inside the wrapping was I actually got a picture of it. Inside the wrapping was a prize. You can win, percentages off, free skein, all different things. So I opened mine up, and number one, okay, this is when we took our picture with him.
It was before that. We went back and took a picture.
Okay, so here's the mystery skein wrapped up, right? So I had to take a picture of it.
It looks like a hoagie
really cool.
or a grinder or a hero.
Yeah. And then inside, so here's the yarn that I got. I'm going to show that now because I'm in the picture. You can see. So this is called Blossom number 17. And Staple is Brooklyn Tweed's fingering. This is a fingering weight base, 550 yards for 100 grams, which is a lot of yarn. So it's a thinner. Maybe it's not it's not 100 grams.
That's the loft base.
Oh, but 550 yards, it's got to be more than 100 grams, unless it's just that light.
It could be.
Yeah. It's 100% Targhee, which is really great. So it's 100% Targhee wool, Targhee Columbia wool. So this is the colorway that I got in my mystery skein, and in the box or in the bag, I got a free star yarn. So I asked what that was. I could choose any skein of yarn that had like a star on the label, which was super cool. So we also, so then Kevin noticed this yarn. He had a sweater's quantity in his hand.
And I picked this up while Ray was doing
I was doing my mystery stuff.
So this is the star yarn. It's the same base. This is called Baltic Sea. This is his happy accident. So the skeins are $15.
Yes.
Which, how can you go wrong with Brooklyn tweed yarn for $15, which this is a full skein, 100 grams. So you can tell that this one here is different from these two.
Slightly.
Actually,
not really.
Yeah, there's some tonality.
This one.
Yeah, there's some tonality. So I will alternate skeins, and I'm just going to do a really basic fingering weight pullover. I actually was thinking about color blocking and like color blocking and using maybe the off skein as the top, my yoke, and then color block the sleeves. So we'll see.
Yeah,
but I mean, cool. So we used Ray's free
skein. I got one free skein.
So I got a sweater's quantity of Brooklyn tweed yarn for $30.
So great. So their booth was also very clever, because what they also did was hid throughout the venue little coins or like medallions with percentages off purchase.
Yes.
That you would bring to their booth. I thought it was very creative. Somebody lost power. Oh well, not us.
Yeah.
It was great. And then we got to see him. We got to give him hugs.
And chat
we took
with
pictures.
him.
We chatted. Loved everything about his booth. It was a highlight of my day to be able to meet him and see all that fun stuff. Then
Is that all your purchases?
No. So then right across from Fiber Hustle booth, we met
Julia.
Yes, Julia. I'm just trying to pull up. Oh, it's on our show notes. We met Julia Hilbrand from.
Pause. Did you ring the bell?
I did ring. The bell was rung. Yes. Thank you for asking. And she had these beautiful felted bags, all different styles, all different types. We had a chance to chat with her. Chip and her were chit-chatting away about bags. They were fast friends. I'm surprised she didn't come out back to his house with us.
She also vends out Rhinebeck. She lives in Rhinebeck, New York. Right. So she's there every year. So you may be familiar with her booth if you've attended.
Yes. So she is, she'll be there this year as well. So she had these stunning bags, and we were talking, she's not a knitter or anything. So as, she was trying to get some information, like, how can she cater more to, to our group, or what is it that we want, and how could we use these bags in our everyday lives? Great conversation. She was really enthusiastic. Wonderful. So she gifted us one of these bags. They're gorgeous. And I had no intention. I had no expectation that was going to happen. In addition to gifting us this beautiful bag, which I'm going to show in a second, she also is offering a coupon code for 15% off your purchase. It's good until August 31st. Using the code Flock Friends or Flock Friend. You'll see it. It's right there.
Michael just put it in. Thank you, Michael.
Flock Friends for 15% off through August 31st. Thanks, Michael. Julia, she's wonderful. Here's the bag. This is absolutely stunning, and I'm going to use it for work. So this is called her letter bag, I think, something like that. It is very thick, beautiful felted material. This is the charcoal color. It's magnetic closure on the front. There is a pocket here. Everything's like backwards for us. Here is her card, Julia Hilbrand, felt bags, purses, and home accessories. Like I said, we have her link down below, but she is from Rhinebeck. There's her contact information. She also, if you go visit her Instagram and her website, she has really beautiful pictures. I don't know if she's taking those pictures or if she has somebody take those pictures, but there's very artistic, beautiful pictures on there as well of the environment or whatever. This I thought was really, really great is the variety that she had of different straps. This one is like seatbelt fabric.
Yeah.
I just thought it went really, really well with this bag, and I thought it was something like modern and kind of cool to add because I'm a cool modern kind of guy.
So modern,
so
and cool.
modern and cool. I loved the silver. I loved everything about this. I wore this on Sunday after she gifted the bag. On the inside, which is also a magnetic closure, it's a ton of room.
Yeah.
In here, you have 2 pockets. One really large pocket. Oh no, they're the same size. You have the 2 pockets inside here. This is going to be large enough to fit a laptop, a small laptop in here. iPad, that's why I want to use it for work. So like I put my iPad in here, and I have so much room.
It's a very generous
size. I can't say enough about the quality of these bags, and I cannot wait to spend more time with her at her booth at Rhinebeck. So please, if you're interested, check out her website. She's got small bags, large bags, bucket bags, all different things. And she's really into like getting the feedback. So if this is something that you'd be interested in as like a knitting bag, I thought it would be cool to take it as like a festival bag. Because especially with, we love collecting our pins. So my thought with this bag specifically, and I was talking to her about it as well, is that so many times we have bags that we like to bring with us and we want to put our pins on it. But when you put your pin through the bag, sometimes they can stick through the back of it. But having this flap, I thought this would make a great background to put like your favorite pins, right? And then you don't have to worry about poking through the bag to like snag any of the yarn that you're going to put inside of here. So by the end of the day, I had, and I showed you the yarn that I got from Fiber Hustle because I also got that on Sunday as well. I had 4 skeins of Fiber Hustle yarn in here, plus Kevin's sweaters quantity of the Thought to Thread yarn. Plus there was still room in here for everything else. So I don't know. I thought that this flap here was a great idea for the pins.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a very professional looking bag.
It's very nice. And what was really nice too being at the booth is that somebody who Keisha
go buy one loves now. Her bags.
Tell Eyebrows you're buying a new bag.
Keisha, we just watched your podcast.
We did. When
Keisha
we were there
is from Hime Knits.
Yes.
Just
Keisha
so
and Hope.
Keisha and Hope.
So when we were there, somebody had stopped by who had purchased a bag a couple years ago from her. And she originally saw her booth at Rhinebeck and had walked away from the booth the year prior and really, really kicked her butt about it. She really was upset. So she went back the following year and bought it. And she was so impressed with the quality of the bag and how like she took it everywhere with her. It was more of a tote style and how it wasn't getting dirty. It wasn't like pilling. Cool. So it was really nice to see that interaction too from a customer from several years ago, having the product with her and just talking about how much she loved the bag. So definitely check her out.
Oh my God. Hope said, Keisha, no, you don't. I didn't realize Hope was on too.
So let's see. So one of the next things that I bought yarn for is we stopped and we were talking with a woman at the event and she was taking pictures of a test knit she did for Jonathan of Jonathan Days for his utility shawl. So this will be coming out, I think, within the next 2 weeks. And she had us take a picture with it. And after seeing it, I was like, okay, I know what I'm going to make it with. I had been wanting to buy some yarn from Farmer's Daughter's Fibers for the past couple events. And we were in the booth on Saturday. I didn't know what to buy yarn for. After I saw the shawl, I was like, got it. So went back to the booth on Sunday after seeing that, and I picked up the yarn for it. So here's my color palette for that when the pattern is released. Good. I'll be using I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce that, but this base.
Sakapai?
Which it looks like a single ply of 100% Montana and Wyoming Rambouillet. And then this is the Odang base, which is 26% silk and 74% Surrey alpaca.
Yeah.
And I've really wanted something in this like sagey color, so I thought this would be a perfect use for that.
They had a really nice booth too, and they were very pleasant to talk to. I don't know if that was the actual owner of the company, the dyer. I don't really know. Okay.
She's the owner of the company. I believe her name is Candace, is the one who checked us out. And what was fun while we were there is that we saw Chelsea, who is
we did.
She has a YouTube channel as well. She is Sunday Knitting Society.
Yes.
So she was there with her mother, and we saw her
So
at Rhinebeck last year and didn't get a
We
chance to
didn't
say
hi,
hello.
yeah.
So that was another one on my priorities. Like if we saw her, let's say hi.
Speaking of priorities, let's rewind to Sunday morning before the show even started. We were really excited to see Melissa again from Stitches Be Slippin' podcast. We met her in Montreal for the first time. She has a really great podcast. It's really down to earth. She's so fun. She doesn't give a crap. You know what I mean? Like, she's just a real person that you just want to like sit down, have a couple of drinks with, even though I don't know if she drinks or not, but whatever. Have your iced tea. I'll have my drink. She's just, so we missed her on Saturday. So we're kind of like going back and forth with messages because we wanted to see her. She stayed with Nicole, Professor Pearl, in a hotel room, which was really sweet. We actually just watched Professor Pearl's or Nicole's her recap video from Flock. She's wonderful as well. She's got a podcast. We have her link down below too. So the two of them, we were very lucky before the show started on Sunday that we met them right as we were walking in. It was very like serendipitous, and we got a chance to chat before the show. We were down there probably for like a half an hour or something. Yeah, just chatting, and it was so lovely to be able to like give them hugs. We watched both of their podcasts. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. Like we wanted to try to see them too.
And somebody else that we got to say hi and meet for I believe for the first time, we couldn't remember, but I'm pretty confident was Kristen from Do So Knits.
Yes.
We met her and her husband at, I think the first time we ran into them was at Chip and Aaron's booth. And then we ran into them on Sunday at Tyler's booth of Thought to Thread. So that was very lovely. And then I think my last purchase was at the end of the day. Like they did the, hey y'all, it's 3:45. We're closing at 4. Let's wrap this up. And across from Chip and Aaron was Ritual Dyes. And I was finally kind of able to get into the booth and feel the yarn. So I purchased some of their Marona base, which is a 3-ply DK. It's 100% Cormo wool and the colorway chestnut. And if you guys know what I typically make with a DK hat, you would have guessed that this will be a hatch hat from Brooklyn Tweed.
It's going to be beautiful. But wait, there's more. We also, right before they closed shop,
we got some fiber.
So we got asked
from Mork Made Fiber. She asked us to come over and pick up one of her art bats.
She came to say hello, and she wanted us to choose an art bat, which is so fun. So Kevin's a spinner, obviously, a petite spinner,
un poquito
spinner. I am a zero spinner. But she asked me to choose one too, and I gave mine away as a
Michael and I are doing a spin along.
When?
I don't know.
Okay. We're also going to be doing a clay along and all those other things, so buckle up. Anyway, it was very sweet. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right.
Go ahead.
So she was very nice. She said, she came over to see us, said she was a fan of the podcast, and she wanted us to pick up an art bat. So I got this, and it is merino wool. It has from like the synthetic family. It has something called Firestar, and then Angelina Sparkle. And then it has 4 different silks in it. A Tusa, a cultivated, silk noil. Oops.
Oh, you're giving a thumbs up.
And a recycled sari silk. So it's just really pretty. I'm not going to open it up because it's hard to get in the bag. But you could just see all the colors. You can see some of the sparkle in there. It was super generous of her. So I will attempt to spin that at some point. And I think that's all of our purchases.
I think so.
And I just want to see somebody else we got to meet, which was really great, was Lisa from Heart to Heart Fibers. Yeah. She has a yarn shop in this place in Washington. And we kind of know of her through Nancy. She's commented on videos before. She was very lovely. And
It
2
was
years
lovely to
ago
meet her.
at Rhinebeck, she sent some stitch markers
Yeah.
with Nancy to give to us. So it was very nice to see her and hug her in person.
Mm-hmm. Apparently she plays our podcast in her yarn shop and stuff.
It's cute.
It's so cute.
And then we spent the rest of our time with Chip, Aaron, Michael, Carrie, and Jen, and something really fun that we did.
Wait, can I just say what? I just want to do one last thing, one last festival thing.
Yeah.
This is just not a disclaimer. This is just a shout out to all of the vendors. Anybody who vends at any type of event like this. This was our first time helping to break things down.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Do the behind the scenes stuff. So the venue closed down at 4:00 and we started packing up. And the number one, the sheer amount of work it is to put together these booths, even if they don't go over the top and they just have, shelving or whatever it is huge. It's so much work. And then to break it all down, it's so much work. Load it back in the trucks, whatever it is. It's just a layer of these events that we hear about, but you don't necessarily know what it feels like or what it is until you're doing it. But I also will say, like, the camaraderie that all of the vendors had.
Yeah.
First of all, this event was beautifully done.
Yes.
The feedback we got from, I want to say, every vendor that we spoke to, it was by far and away exceeded their expectations, both in like how organized it was, also to the number of people that came, their sales. Everybody seemed to do a really good job, but breaking things down, the camaraderie was just amazing. It was all palpable. Like, there were lines to get to the cargo elevators to go down. Nobody tried to cut anybody. Everybody was helping each other out.
Yeah.
I lost my scissors. Do you have scissors? I lost my tape. Do you have tape? It was just really a great thing for us, for me anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
To see. And then it just, you appreciate those. That's why we really like to support the independent makers. They're just, sometimes this isn't their full-time job, or if it is, they're, maybe by themselves. It's so much work goes into this that, we continue to support all of these vendors. But I just want to say, shout out to all of the vendors out there. It was astronomical to watch everything just start coming down and loading up, and all of that. It was crazy.
And one other one who is really, really nice is, I want to say her name is, oh crap. Oh
no, it was I know
Caitlin,
who you're talking about.
Right?
Caitlin, yes.
Caitlin
from something Wilco. Shucks.
Porter Wilco.
Yes.
Caitlin of Porter Wilco. We sat at her booth, or we were at her booth and stood at her booth and talked to her and her husband for quite some time. And she was, number one, we just had a really real conversation. And secondly, she was so generous with me talking about yarn dyeing and providing some of her tips and tricks. And a lot of people don't do that. So it was just super sweet and really, really nice and welcoming. And it was just nice for me to talk to another dyer. I talked to Aaron and I talk yarn dyeing quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it was really nice and of her to, provide some of that information of what works for her and what hasn't. So, yeah. And that,
great.
Again, it was just a beautiful event. If you can ever make
really
it, we highly recommend, which makes me afraid to say that because last time we highly recommended an event, the next year it was Voldemort. So
I know.
So we're hoping that it doesn't become Voldemort.
Okay.
One
of the other things that we decided to do as a group, who the Fiber Hustle crew, is we thought it would be fun. Those of us who helped with the booth and everything like that, were breaking things down and whatnot, to do a sunglasses exchange. I feel like I've seen this before, and I think Aaron is the one that suggested it. It was really clever. So the idea was that everybody in this little group got assigned a person, a secret Santa kind of situation.
Yes.
You were only able to spend up to $20, I think, something like that.
Yep.
And curate a pair of sunglasses for the other person. And the idea was once we were all together, after we broke everything down, we would exchange these sunglasses, right? So we got some really funky pictures. If you noticed any of the pictures that I think Aaron was posting some of them already on Instagram of us at the lake at Cleellum, which we'll talk about in a second as well, wearing these funky sunglasses. I know we're over a lot. We'll be quick. Okay. Anyway, we did a cute sunglasses exchange. So we'll put ours on.
So here's mine. And mine came with some clothing for it.
Yeah.
So Jen had me. So she purchased these and then the glasses, and then she made clothing for mine. So here's one outfit. Here's outfit number 2. This is outfit number 3. And then this is outfit number 4.
I think it's so good.
So go ahead with yours.
And then these are mine. I had Carrie.
These are
Carrie
hysterical.
Carrie had me, Carrie from Creative Obsession. And this is what she curated for me.
Dead.
She said she knew immediately that she wanted to put some birds and some bling. They actually, these kind of match my shirt a little bit. I think these are stunning.
So
and
good.
I'm going to be wearing these forever. So as you can see, there is some bling, some really cute birds, which actually have the same coloration as Skylar as well. Yes. With some feathers on the side. On both sides.
It was so fun.
It was hysterical. I had Aaron, which I don't want to give away anything. You'll see.
It's giving Elton John vibes.
I totally. Rock and roll. So, but just really quick, Carrie being who she is, of course, made a box for them to go into.
I love it. Love everything about Carrie.
And so the box was then wrapped in fun sunglasses fabric. So this was how it was wrapped up
with a nice little
tie on top. Yep. Because that's how she rolls. So I wore this as like a headscarf. And yeah.
And then you have
and then inside is another scarf.
Then he had that on as his ascot.
I did. I had this as an ascot. We didn't get a picture of that, I don't think. Anyway.
So that was one of our fun
That
events.
was really fun, like fun little something different, you know?
Yeah. So the 7 of us spent the next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday together, and we all parted ways on Thursday. So we really needed to wind down. So we actually did not do the Seattle thing.
No.
And I'm okay with that.
Me too.
We just kind of spent some time in Cleellum, which is about an hour and a half north of Seattle. We also went to Roslyn, which is where Twin Peaks is filmed. And while we were there, we had lunch at, I want to say it's called The Brick. We had lunch there. We hit up some of the shops. And while we were there, we got this cute ornament from one of this guy who does all of his art is glass. Mm-hmm. So we got this while we were there.
Northern Exposure, they said.
Northern Exposure. I'm sorry. And then I got this necklace because he had plates kind of that were the same theme, but much more expensive and wouldn't travel well. So I picked this up and I think it's really pretty. And then, I forgot the other ornament that we got from that boutique. Where we got
it's downstairs,
Dominic stuff. And then we got another Christmas tree ornament because that's what we've started doing when we travel is getting an ornament from places that we've been. And Carrie had pointed this one out. It kind of combined Seattle and Cleellum and Roslyn all in one. Mm-hmm.
The glassblower shop was stunning.
I know. I wish I remembered the name.
Me too. And he took such pride in his work, and you could really tell he was a true artist. It was absolutely amazing.
Fused in Roslyn.
Fused.
So I do want to look at his website. I don't know if they do this, but I think the shipping, but he has like these large marbles, and I don't know if they still do it, but he makes some of them with ashes of a loved one. So I think that would be really cool to have that made. Yeah. So I want to look into that. And then we went to Cleellum Lake, and that was amazing.
It was so cool. You got some really good pictures.
I'll show.
We actually drove down onto the sand, down to the water, And it was like,
Here's it was just a beautiful
yeah,
day.
it was so cool.
The sun was out, the clouds were out, people
We
were at the
yeah,
beach.
we stood in the water.
We had a really good day. It was just a lovely time with
Yeah.
fantastic people. We ate a lot of carbs and we drank some good beverages.
Look how fierce.
We went on a hike one day. You know, we
took advantage of that,
of
relaxing,
of being outside of a city
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah.
It was the perfect thing. One of my favorite moments is we watched at some point during our time, one of the nights we watched Dirty Dancing, and it was so fun because we were either not
Carrie
a hike.
said it wasn't a
walk.
hike. It was paved sidewalk.
We went for a walk. We watched Dirty Dancing one night, the 7 of us, and we were singing and reciting lines and just having a good time. So it was a lovely trip. And then we came home on Thursday and we left Seattle at 4 p.m. We got home we landed at 12:30 a.m. and then we got back to our house at 3 a.m. and we've been sleeping ever since.
Pretty much. We went to bed at like 3:30.
I got up at 6:30 that morning.
Yeah, I got up at 7-ish, I think. So we only got a couple hours of sleep. And then you went to bed at 6 p.m. that night. I went to bed at 7, and we both slept for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
So this time change has not been kind to me. But it's okay.
For Kevin, Aaron, and any other yarn dyers. Do you have a skein twister? And if so, I do have a skein twister. I believe it's Twisted Sister. And I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a game changer. It's worth the investment. Totally do it.
Yeah.
And I believe Aaron has the same one. You just have to pick which way you want your skeins to twist, whether it's counterclockwise or clockwise. Aaron goes clockwise, and I believe I do counterclockwise, and I don't know the difference. I do believe if you go to their site, they have an image that shows you what they look like depending on which one you choose. Because once you choose, you can't change it.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend that.
What a cool idea. So Phyllis says that she no longer travels. However, she purchased a keychain from each place she visits, and each Christmas she puts them on her tree. That's a great idea for a Christmas ornament. If you find a keychain that you like, just hang that on.
That's
your
another
tree.
smart way.
What a great idea.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliments on my granny sweater too. I think that's it. Right?
Yeah. So I have a couple of other things, but I'm going to show in the next podcast that are not related to flock. My sweaters quantity came in from Hudson and West. And then we had another owl post come. So we'll show that on the next podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So again, if you're watching and we met you at Flock, thank you for chatting with us, for spending some of your time with us. It was a good week. We had a really good week. There was, when we traveled, there's always a bump in the road. And that was fine. It worked out. It actually worked out really well in the bigger picture, because Ray still had his brother's keys to the house and he needed it. So it was something that we really needed, was just to get some time away as well. So it was a fun week.
It was. And I really would love if we can make this trip, a yearly event for us.
And it unlocked a new craft.
It sure did. So we will get going on that. I've got some ideas now that I can sit down and, kind of play around and stuff. I think that's really it. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. And I saw this way before. Somebody asked if our shop was open, and I think so. Our shop, I don't know if it was our shop or if it was Fiber Hustles, but again, just a reminder, our shop is still closed and it'll be open back up tomorrow.
Yeah, good. If we forgot anybody, I'm sorry. Just know that we absolutely love you. We absolutely love meeting everybody. Like a reminder, a link to everything that we talked about is down below. If we missed something, I know we mentioned a couple of patterns that aren't linked down below. Just
Michael did a good job throwing them in.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
But if you need, it should be there.
Yeah.
And then check out
Fiber Hustle sale.
Fiber Hustle. Check out the beautiful bags. You'll see the coupon code down below. Julia, and I think that's it.
Yes, I believe so. So thank you everybody for joining us. We know it was a long one. We're getting just under 2 hours. We appreciate you sticking around with us or viewing this in the future.
I wonder if the heart will come out now.
We hope that you guys have a
Yay!
great, there you go. Yay. We hope that you guys have a good 2 weeks and we will see you in a fortnight. Bye guys.
Bye.